I know.
I'm really resonating with that. I was just going to point out one other thing. We talked about this a little in the workshop. I think there's a lot of pressure on us to all be the innovator, right? But the truth is, and this has to do with knowing ourselves and our strengths, right? Some people are going to be the innovators. Some people are going to be the cheerleaders. Every innovation needs one of each of those, right? You cannot be a great innovator unless you have people who are cheerleaders as well. So sometimes when we're talking about the stress of creating new ministries, right? It has to do with the fact that we have pigeonholed ourselves in the wrong role. You know, it, if you are energized by being the person that generates ideas, by being the person that does the big open blue sky thinking, that's great. But if you're not that person, that doesn't mean you don't have a role in it, in innovation. If you're exhausted by it, you just might be in the wrong role.
Yeah.
And think about, all right, so where are the places that I do get the most energy in this? Maybe it's in just seeing the light bulb go off in a young person's eyes, right? If that's the case, you better be working with kids directly rather than trying to create the new idea. Um, but we need all of those people. And so discerning that self-knowledge is right on the mark for me.
Yeah, we think about the concept of repentance as turning away from something that's bad. And it's really about just turning towards God. And sometimes I think I've learned in ministry that, well, okay, yes, there's undoubtedly things I need to turn away from, but Lord, what are you calling me to turn towards and do more of? And in that sense, it's not bad to pay attention to what does give you juice, what does get you out of bed in the morning, and say, like, I think that's in alignment with the gospel, and I want to do it for the glory of God, and I want to get after that. And you should pay attention um, to those, I think, things along the way. It's good. I was struck, a friend of mine gave me a manuscript of their book to read a little bit ago, and it was like looking at a lot of congregations trying to do these things. And one of the things I was struck by was the number of stories in there of ministers who were like, I'm not the innovator, but I got three lay people who've got an idea, and what I might be good at is facilitating that within the church system, or I know two other people. And so the enterprise really wasn't theirs to run or create or even ideate. It was simply to be the person that helped that idea roll within the life of the church. Well, that's a different kind of innovator, or the different portion of the communal innovation machine that can happen when God reveals something in the life of a people and says, we should go do that, everybody, when the Spirit speaks. So but a pastor that doesn't know themselves can feel the pressure to be the innovator, or not see, oh my gosh, God has called me to this role of the person who's just hammering that snowball down the hill from behind and cheering it along the way. So it is really, really important. And that would undoubtedly, I think, be life-giving to that minister.
And you know what? I would add this too. We're learning that the role of the pastor in an innovative church or an innovative ministry setting is quite distinct. And it's not the role that we often ask pastors to play. Sometimes pastors are the innovators. But as this book is illustrating that you're talking about, Matt, the pastor's got a unique responsibility to inspire this kind of thinking, to equip, and to give a theological story that helps bring this to life, and then to bless it, you know. And that means you are a talent scout. You are not necessarily the talent. But that is a role for pastors that we're not really accustomed to owning, that I think this movement will help us kind of reclaim a little bit.
We're recording this in the midst, just days before Pentecost, right? And the story goes in Pentecost that all of these different languages are being spoken, but they're understood. And part of the call, I think, for the church is to learn how to be good translators and to listen to each other very well so that you understand the different languages being spoken, so that we can hear what God is doing in those around us, all of those around us, and then share that love with the world. But yeah, it requires some deep listening and some awareness, and then the ability to translate and go out from there. Yeah, thank you.